Kelechi. I said Kelechi. Hashtag Sunday School. Share the live video with your friends. You're really going to take a lot from today's session because the goal is to prepare you for the future. And the future is now. The future started yesterday. We're already late. Morning, Maureen. Oluwasegun, morning. Lady Diana, Grand Rising. The future started yesterday and we're already late. Except we decide to start living in the future. And like they always say, they would say that Africans, the only thing Africans know how to do is to carry last. But we are not going to sustain that narrative. I don't know about you, but every wrong narrative about Africa, I'm not going to be part of it. I'm not going to be part of any wrong narrative about Africa. I don't know about you. If you want to hide something from an African, put it in a book. Not me. Africans are always carrying last. Not me. Not you. Here we are steps ahead. We are steps ahead. We are steps ahead. We're not trying to beg for a seat at the table. We are creating our own table. That's why, guys, listen, you are entering a year. I saw something on the topic today is the future of work. I saw something. I think it was on Instagram, where someone said Obi Cubana. Excuse me. Peter, please help me with water. Where they said Obi Cubana just started watermelon instead. Take the cup is here. Take the glass here. Peter, come now. Come and take the glass. I did do something. Sorry, guys. Princess, what's the rhyme? There was a rhyme? Tell me about the rhyme. Please tell me about the rhyme. Peter, come and take the water. That's the rhyme, yeah? Peter, give me water. Osaramen, greetings. All right, so I was telling you a story, something I saw on social media, where Obi Cubana started a YouTube channel, monetized YouTube channel. Moonrising Nature Girl. And there were several comments under that post where he said he officially posted a video to talk about his YouTube channel and why he is starting a YouTube channel. A supposed billionaire. That's a supposed billionaire starting a YouTube channel. Can you imagine? So you would think that someone like Obi Cubana should not have a YouTube channel. should not take it so serious that he's monetizing all his social media platforms. You know why? Billionaires, thank you, future thinking state of mind. That's what he has. I am sorry for those of you. I'm sorry. Please don't be offended. Those of you who are still saying, I don't like this social media. I don't want to just... You are sitting on the feather of a bird. That's what you are sitting on. And anybody who sits on the feather of a bird, they will fall down. No, Ajim, because I'm talking about those who are saying they don't want this social media. Social media is the new gold mine. Remember what Bill Gates said over 2 decades ago. Bill Gates said over 3 decades ago. What did Bill Gates said? As at then, Bill Gates said, if your business is not on the internet, very soon you won't have a business. Do you remember? That's what Bill Gates said. If your business is not on the internet, very soon you won't have a business. Have you noticed what happened in the last 5 years, 10 years? CEOs of multinational corporations, they are now building their personal brand. I am the one behind this success. I am the one behind this. People we never knew were just saying their work. One of the ways your ideas will be hijacked and stolen. Exactly, Ajimi Kwasi. One of the ways a lot of people's ideas are stolen is because those people, they are not creating visibility platforms. You are entering the next 9 years cycle. The model of work has metamorphosed from what it used to be. Yes. This is the rise of human essence, guys. This is actually the rise of human essence. Good morning, UK shop. We are headed for singularity. Go and do your research on the concept of singularity. Study singularity from the computer science dimension, mathematics. Study it from the spiritual dimension. Study singularity. You will understand that most of the things I am telling you now, you may not appreciate it, but in 5 to 10 to 20 years, you are going to see them right before your very eyes. I have always emphasized, we will no longer be rewarded for what we do. This is the future of work. We are going to be rewarded for who we are, not what we do. Personally, I have seen this happen in my own life. And if you are going to be rewarded for who you are, but you are hiding, some of you, because you want everything to be perfect, you don't want to learn on the job. Everything must be spotless before you bring it out to the public. Nobody actually knew what they were doing. Nobody got it right until they stepped out into the public space and they started fixing it. They make mistakes, they fix it, but a lot of you want to get it right before you step out. This is the future of work. The future of work is the rise of human essence. And in the future of work, the age of singularity, we will not be rewarded for what we do. We will be rewarded for who we are. And it simply means that if you don't have visibility, you are not going to have any reward. That's what it means. There is no reward for you if you don't have visibility. So you see, those of you who attend my master classes, you would notice that it doesn't sound like what the typical master classes where they tell you everything you need to do. They are not igniting the flame of your soul within you. so you can become everything you need to become. Because you can be doing everything you need to do. If you don't become everything you are and you need to become, counterproductive, no results. Then you are going to, switch to that mode of fake it till you make it. And the world is becoming wiser and wiser. You know why? People can even see through the clothes you are wearing. That this one is just always claiming like he has money, but he wears cheap clothes. People are that petty in this age that they can see through all the fake it till you make it that you are doing. I hope you know that. Someone was telling me about somebody. I was like, you, as quiet as you are, you paid that much attention. Say his clothes are cheap and he's claiming he's a millionaire. This is the rise of human essence. The age of curious, human understanding, knowledge. People are now, when you say spiritual awakening, you think people are fools? If we're talking about awakening, it simply means that people are smarter than they used to be. So if all we are focusing on, as the world evolves into singularity, if all we are focused on is everything you need to do and not everything you need to become, you are going to be one of those who are faking it to make it. And fake it till you make it will not work in that space. Thank you. Someone mentioned Transcorp Hotel now. There was a time at Transcorp Abuja, piano lounge, right? You just need to just go and sit down at a piano lounge and then you can make great connections. Are you aware that now, if you sit down at that piano lounge, you are seen as a charlatan? I hope you know. I can never go to Transcorp and sit down at that piano lounge because they will just see you like maybe you are a charlatan. Because they know all those boys that are claiming they are something that they are not. They want to come and take advantage of people. Thank you, Ajimi Posi. I am telling you. The world is, they say the future belongs to AI, the future belongs to robots. The future actually belongs to humans. The future belongs to humans who have discovered something within them, who are sharpening and exploring the essence within them, their divinity. Those are the people the future belongs to. Now, what is singularity? Singularity is the point, the merging point between human consciousness and artificial intelligence. I finished a certification and I wrote the exam, and thankfully I got 90%. So one of my classmates who is in Australia said she got 3%. And we're just laughing at her. Well, how did you get 3%? They said she used AI. They said she used ChatGPT for the exam. She used ChatGPT to answer all the questions. So she got 3% of 100. Because listen to me, artificial intelligence is for intelligent humans. It's not just for anybody. And that's why, listen, singularity is more or less like the marriage between science and spirituality. You know, I said this years ago to my friends. I said the world will come to a place of the new heaven and the new earth when there is a marriage between science and spirituality. That marriage must happen between science and spirituality. That's when the world will come to the new heaven and the new earth. It's singularity. It is happening. It is happening. Because listen, everyone is trying to claim some level of dominance and superiority. Religion came, right? Started discrediting science. Yes, religion started discrediting science just to gain some superiority and dominance and relevance. Now, the third world countries, they chose religion over science. Do you get? But why are countries like China, Singapore, why are they advancing? Because they understand the merging point between human consciousness and science and artificial intelligence. Yes, I'm going there. Technology, thank you. So you see, these days you watch this thing, it makes my heart bleed, honestly. And I'm not trying to do this to run down anybody or their beliefs. You know, maybe you've seen this video where a girl said they sent her to a place to go and preach, and the people there thought that she was a musical artist. I'm saying it the way she said it. They thought I was a musical artist. But when I get there, I say, I am not a musical artist. I am the voice that is conscripted to. And you see a lot of hundreds of young people in that place. Hundreds of young people. Hundreds of young people. Have you seen that video? And when I see things like this, I begin to have this sympathy for these people. And it makes my heart bleed, because right before our very eyes, hidden talent, yes, we are seeing how the frontiers of dominance of the next 9 years and beyond will be the Chinese teenagers and the Chinese youth. And imagine how that level of dominance would be over our own children, because all we know how to do is religion. We are experts at it. You can't afford to be that. You can be an oasis in the desert. You can be a stone of hope in a mountain of despair. At the fear, when I look at Chinese, have you seen their curriculum, their school system, Singapore, Japan? Have you seen what these guys are doing? How these guys are preparing their children for the future? And when someone comes out to highlight all these issues, the same people who claim they want a better Africa, they tell you, no, but don't go there, we can still be like that. We don't even know what we want. India. The world is headed for singularity. The merging point between human consciousness and artificial intelligence. It is happening already. There is the hypothetical part of this where it says that singularity is when artificial intelligence will become totally independent of human input, and that is dangerous. Let's get there first, because there was a time they said that the invention of planes and all of these things was dangerous for humanity. So let's get there first. That's a hypothesis. But spiritually, singularity is actually what we need. The marriage of human consciousness, artificial intelligence, the marriage between science and spirituality. Because listen to me, brothers and sisters, religion has its own good side. Religion has contributed a lot to humanity, but religion has not contributed as much as science has contributed to humanity. as much as technology has contributed. So technology is actually meant to be a religion. The religion of the future, right, is technology. The religion of your fathers will be relegated to the point where it's just going to be that you'll be practicing it on your own. The marriage of science and spirituality is what singularity is. And it is what is going to introduce the world into this space of the new heaven and the new earth. Let's go further. Now let's look at the esoteric dimension of singularity. Spiritually, singularity is oneness. Singularity is the law of duality, right? Singularity is the collapse of dualities. So all forms of intelligence are going to return to source, to the source code of the universe. All forms of intelligence, they are returning to source consciousness. I am trying to explain this to you so you can understand that this is the best time for you to start. Some of us have experienced a tip of the iceberg. When people talk about the future of work, they only say it from the perspective of what they read in a book and all that. The future of work is actually you. You are your technology of the future. It is you. So we are entering that era where science and spirit must come together. Because a spiritual person is a scientist. I hope you know that. A spiritual person is actually a scientist. One of the ways to solve problems in your life is to be scientific about your challenges. Be scientific in your approach to the complexities and the challenges you have faced with in your life. Be scientific. Have a scientific approach to the issues in your life. That's what spirituality is. Integrated conscious being, that's what it is. You merge science and spirituality. Data powered life. The art of collecting data before you take an action, before you make a decision, you are collecting data first. That's science. That is spirituality. Now, I've defined this several times, but let's look at it again. What is human consciousness? What is consciousness? Consciousness is the ability to know, to understand, to perceive, and to interpret events and patterns taking place within you first and then around you. That's what consciousness is. The awareness of awareness itself. Your ability to perceive, to think, to feel, to reflect, to think about your thoughts. Your ability to replay the things you said. Your ability to process things. To be an observer. To be the third person in your own story. That's what human consciousness is. The 33 degrees Freemason, that's what they tell you. That's why 33 is the Christ consciousness number, right? That's the epitome of the ladder of numerology. Matter of fact, in numerology ladder, you are meant to climb from 1 to 33. So those who are always saying, I am 1 and that's what I am 2. You know your core numbers, but your journey is meant to be that you climb from numerology 1, the leader, and you go through those different stages evolving, and you become the master number 33 vertebra, right? That's what it means. Christ consciousness, elevated consciousness. That's what human consciousness is. To become the observer in your own story. The third person. I've told you before, the Freemason, one of the things they teach their members is when you have a challenge, whether it's personal, whether it's national, whether it's global, take yourself out of the challenge. Stand somewhere and look at the challenge as if you're not the one that is going through it. But many of us are too attached. That's one of the ways to know that you are not elevating your consciousness. Oh, I am having this sickness, this ailment, this thing is bothering me. It's bothering you because you are attached to it. Step out of that situation and look at yourself as if you are in a mirror and look at the sickness like you're watching a Netflix movie. That's what human consciousness is. The ability to perceive and to interpret and give meaning to events taking place within you and outside you. Why is my business not producing the desired result? Why? A conscious human being would sit down. They would use a scientific approach. Exactly. Ifa is singularity. It's singularity, source code of the universe. We're going there. I'm so happy that everybody wants to go back to Ifa. See, the movement has come. Nobody can stop it. That's what human consciousness is. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence by machines. Artificial intelligence is about data, it's about patterns. But it lacks the consciousness that the soul provides. So you see, this is the difference between artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is actually us. It's all of our thoughts, our algorithm, our emotions, patterns put together in one place. More or less like an Akashic record where everybody can now go to and tap from. So you see, there are people right now who are learning how to fly a plane just by watching YouTube videos. So there is a source that can teach everybody anything they want to learn. That's a typical example of an artificial intelligence. They refer to it as artificial, but it's ancestral. All the knowledge of this world over time put together in one source. ChatGPT, OpenAI. There are some other types of AI that are not OpenAI. All of those data, patterns, knowledge, experiences put together by different people, us, all of us. That's what artificial intelligence is. Exactly. Now let's look at something. This one is very important. Consciousness versus intelligence. What's the difference? Intelligence would process information. Consciousness would transcend information. Intelligence would process information. Consciousness is the higher level of intelligence. But intelligence and consciousness must unite. That's when your technology becomes spiritual, because technology is spiritual. All of the things our ancestors were doing were ancient technologies, was spiritual. And see, listen to me guys, spirituality, the end goal of spirituality is science. Spirituality is meant to become an art of science. That's what spirituality is meant to become. Everything that you get from the Akashic record, right? So I used to have this friend who was always talking about revelation, the revelation of the Spirit. And I said, so what are you meant to do with this revelation of the Spirit? Because if you are tapping into all these revelations and we're not seeing the tangible evidence, right? So science is the tangible proof of the events of the Spirit. Science is the substantial evidence of the events of the spirit, of the patterns in the spirit. That's what science is. So any spiritual experience, any spiritual epiphany, any spiritual revelation, blah, 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 we are dominating the world, the Holy Ghost told me this and that, that cannot be translated into what can be seen, felt, that will contribute value to people. You are just hallucinating. It's just hallucination. So we are evolving to that place of higher consciousness. That's where we are evolving to. I like all the comments. So I love what one man said. He said, there is the evolution. He was talking about the evolution of artificial intelligence. And you can also see it. I used ChatGPT to design a flyer. I used it to design a flyer. And what ChatGPT gave me, in less than 5 years of the public launch of ChatGPT, because I think it's less than 5 years that it came to the public. It existed before then, right? If ChatGPT could give me that kind of flyer in less than 10 minutes, imagine what ChatGPT would be able to do in 50 years. Imagine what ChatGPT would do in 50 years. If ChatGPT could right now make a 2 hours movie animation in less than 5 years, OpenAI, in less than 5 years of its public launch, imagine what it is capable of doing, because there is evolution of this artificial intelligence. So now this man said, AI is shifting from data-based logic to intuition mimicking intelligence through neural and quantum systems. So he's now beginning to mimic your intuition, mimic your intelligence back at you, mimic the intuition and intelligence of other people, and processing everything into a source code. God. Now, let's look at data as consciousness. Because every digital pattern reflects human thoughts and desire, right? And it is those thoughts and desires that form this collective digital soul of civilization. So your thought is a data. My thought is a data. My desire is a data. Everything is data powered. My words are data. So listen, for you to be successful in life, right, you have to be a scientist. You have to be a data collector. Because the reason adults would always say they don't know why what is going on with them is going on with them is because they don't know how to collect data. Because data is actually consciousness. Thoughts are consciousness. Quantum physics, everything vibrates, right? Now, mathematical singularity. I would like you, the reason I'm doing it this way is I need you to go and do your own research. This is leading us to what is the future of work? Who are the people that in 30 to 40 to 50 years from now, they will still be relevant? Who are they? Who are those people? In mathematics, a mathematician said, he said, singularity is a point where equations collapse. Singularity is a point where equations, do we have any mathematician here? Equations collapse. Laws fail. And guess what? It doesn't end here. So that new possibilities can be born. That's what's happening. New possibilities are going to be birthed. We are seeing traces of this. When I was studying, and this has happened several times, even outside Nigeria, in Nigeria, where Some people will just be paying me, and I felt I wasn't doing anything for them until they sat me down and said, no, you are working. See, this is what you are doing. And the definition of work that they explained to me was just me being me. This is the future of work. Because there is evolution of artificial intelligence. We'll get there. Because the time is coming. If AI is at this level now, in 40 years, you won't need any graphic artist to do anything for you. You probably wouldn't even need a cleaner to come and clean your house. But there are some cleaners that will still be cleaning people's houses. Now, listen to this. There is universal consciousness, and you are an extension of that universal consciousness. So you are a part of universal algorithm. That's what you are. So your thoughts, your choices, your emotions, they create your own unique energetic code, which is a part of universal consciousness. That's your essence. Who you are is a unique energetic code in the general ecosystem of universal consciousness. So who I am right now, talking like this, is my unique energetic code in the source code of the universe. That's what differentiates me from someone else who is also doing another live session. That's the reason you would rather sit down and watch Pella than watch someone else who is also a streamer like Pella, because Pella is creating his own unique energetic code as an extension of universal consciousness. Nobody is useless in the universe. You may not like what Pella is doing because you think it's for unserious people, but listen to me, Pella is a unique energetic code in universal consciousness. So forget all those stories. Oh, all these people, you're not serious with your life, you want to go and be sitting down and be watching Pella. Well, Pella is a unique energetic code. So you too create your own unique energetic code. Clowns are unique energetic codes in universal consciousness. Jesters, charlatans, the intelligent, smart people, responsible people, irresponsible people, people, correct people. We are all unique energetic codes in universal consciousness. And there are people who are they are using their behavior to produce results in their life. Yeah, of course. Clean the Drunk was doing like a drunk on stage, and he was making money. He was a jester and a clown, but people were paying him for it. This is not the time to look at other people. This is the time to focus on yourself. How do I create, through my own thoughts, my choices, my unique energetic code in the framework of this universal source code and consciousness? So my essence is not just seen, but it is felt. It's not about work. Anybody, someone used to argue with me about hard work. I think he has stopped talking about hard work now. Hard work is BS, is nonsense. Anybody that preaches hard work to you, they are deceiving you. There is nothing like hard work. Hard work is for backward people. Even if you are in a stage where you are struggling and working hard, that is not your lot in life. You are here to work. Yes, work is neither hard nor soft. Work is meant to be work. And if it is work, sometimes when you have to stay up all night and do it, it's not hard, it's just work. It's work. You are producing from yourself. Thank you. There are times that last week I am working on extending my book on numerology, and we started in September working on the project. It's going to be a very big book. So for like the month of October, when everybody is sleeping, I sleep in the afternoon, take a nap, and maybe from like 11 p.m., I don't sleep till like 6 a.m. and I don't sleep for the rest of the day. But I don't see it as hard work. It is not hard work. I am producing from myself Because work is becoming yourself. So when I do that, you know what I'm doing? I am creating my own unique energetic code in the framework of universal consciousness and universal source code. That's what it is. So everything that I am doing right now, everything you're doing right now, preparing for 2026 to 2034 and all that, whether you are trying to become more disciplined or you are trying to work on your body, they are all code correction. You are correcting the codes so that your expression, when you express your unique code, people can see excellence, dignity, credibility, friendliness, service, class, luxury, whatever you want them to see in there. So many people, what you are meant to do is you are meant to correct the codes that you are giving out, the codes that you represent, the codes that are synonymous to you in this universal consciousness. Because limiting belief is a code. You know, I've said this before. I said that your soul has a software. And when you start functioning outside of the software of your soul, that is what they call misalignment. You are not in alignment with your soul. No prayer in this world. If you like, join anything you want to join. I'm not saying don't join, go and join, no problem. You are going to reduce yourself to those who wait for their turn, those who wait for the mercy of God. It is a scam. And the Lord will look down upon you with mercy. Really? Yeah, because you don't want to be in alignment with your soul. That's why you want Sky Daddy to look down on you and show you mercy. Misalignment. That's what it is. Low vibrational, disempowering codes. Join anything you want to join, but for a lot of people, what you are meant to do is to rewrite the software of your soul. To update, rather, the software of your soul. So you can be in alignment. So that your unique code, your unique code expression, your unique energetic code can be what you desire to see in your own life. So there is no conflict of interest. You're not conflicted against yourself. There are people whose desire conflicts. Their words conflict with their desire. The things they say, but 2026 is my year. 2026 is my year. They've written down their Foursquare, they've written down their vision board. But just because their car broke down on the road, which kind of country be this safe? Where I go get money from to fix this car? So you see, conflicts because there is no alignment. Now let's go further. This is an equation. The equation of the new age, this is what it is. Human intelligence plus artificial intelligence equals what? Divine intelligence. Human intelligence plus artificial intelligence equals divine intelligence. That's why I said that artificial intelligence is for conscious human beings. It's for conscious human beings. Because guess what is happening now, guys? Scientists are now beginning to confirm what mystics have always taught. Most of the things that they refer to as spooky has not passed through peer review, no empirical proof. Now, scientists are beginning to confirm. Are you aware that there are science communities that have now moved from Charles Darwin's theory of evolution? They've moved from most of the things that they are teaching you in school about science, about biology, about physics, about chemistry, because everything that we have seen up till now were results given to us based on the limited data available to whoever came up with those empirical whatever. Now there are more data, more information, And that's the beauty of science. The moment there are more data and information, science goes back to, okay, hypothesis. Now let's look at it again because there are more data. Exactly. Artificial intelligence is intuition meeting synchronicity. That's the beauty of science. It is religion that is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So the logic of the 6th century, we must still keep it in the 21st century. So you see why Africa has remained backward. So you listen to the likes of Greg Braden, for instance. Now we are talking about quantum physics, quantum energy, quantum this, quantum that. Stuff that a lot of scientists in the past said, these are gibberish. Now everyone is talking about energy. Everything is energy. Energy is consciousness. Quantum healing machine. Quantum boxers that can heal cancer. Do you see? Because science has now seen that no, we cannot continue to rely on the limited data we have. There are more data because science keeps digging, exploring. Science is actually showing you what spirit is, because science is the offspring of the spirit. Science is the offspring of the spirit. You know why? Because science is actually exploring the depths and the infiniteness of universal consciousness. So science doesn't stop. So science tells you that until there is a physical, tangible, substantial proof, don't believe it. That's the only place where science is limited. But when you merge spirit and science, because there are many scientists right now, when you go to platforms like Gaia.com on YouTube, several of them, you will see scientists who are geologists, space scientists. All of these people, they will tell you in the existence of supernatural intelligence. Because now, they now know that there is an intelligence that built this system, and that intelligence is reproducing after its kind and multiplying its own essence through each and every one of us, even as we express our unique energetic codes. That's why you see now your emotions are measurable in vibrations. Now we're talking about sound frequency, sound healing. You know about sound bath, solfeggio frequency. Revelation is progressive. Science is progressive. The only thing that has refused to progress is religious dogma and doctrines. So what happens? So now, in this age where we are in currently, your vibration is what determines your value. Your vibration determines your value. There are people who will present a proposal to a company, an organization. There are people that you have gone to and they could do something for you for 500,000 and you did not pay them, but you went to someone else and the person said 1.5 million and you paid the person, because listen to me, it is vibration that determines value. Because everything is energy, everything has a vibration, everything has a frequency. Last week we talked about the monad. If you were during the session on Wednesday, one of the things I'll be doing on Wednesday sessions is to go deeper, and we were able to do that last week Wednesday. And we talked about monad as against seeing divinity as God. So moving to the esoteric terminology called monad, the one. All the ancients saw God, what you are referring to as God. God is a Germanic term. God is a generic term. All the ancients from different cultures, Yoruba, the Kemets, whoever they are from Peru, they saw God as the monad, the one, the source, the all father, the all mother. Is always the law of one, singularity, divine unity, the original point from where all multiplicity came. Everything came from there. It's even in your Bible. I can't remember the verse now. It says, from him, everything that exists, seen and unseen, exists from him, from that source, monad. That's where it came from. That's where it came from. So spirituality is alchemy in its essence. So the first step is you must be an alchemist. I always hammer on this. Anybody who is condemning everything they disagree with is not a spiritual person. It's ego on Formula One. That's what it is. Their ego is on Formula One speed. Anyone that you see condemning everything they disagree with, they only celebrate what they agree with. That's not a spiritual person, because that's not an alchemist. Spirituality is alchemy. So you see, we address doctrines and dogmas that are holding people down, but we don't condemn systems and institutions. Islam is beautiful. Christianity is beautiful. Hinduism is beautiful. Every of these religions, they came at their time to serve a purpose for a particular, unique, energetic codes. That's why they came. They are not completely right, but they are not also completely wrong. Because revelation is progressive. Science is simply telling you I'm progressive. And revelation is progressive because even when you study your Bible, right? Islam is 600 years younger than Christianity. So when you study the prophets of old, when you study religion of the ancient, everything was evolving from one place to the next. It was polytheism, the Zoroastrians. Then it moved to monotheism. Then it moved to something else. So it's progressive, and that's science for you. That's science for you. Someone comes up and says, I saw God on a mountain, and he said, what this person said is not wrong, but there is a higher dimension to it. That's science. That's science. What did Jesus say? He said, I have not come to condemn the prophets and their practices. I have not come to condemn ancient practices and the practitioners. I have come to take it to a new panoramic dimension. I've come to take it to another dimension. I'm not condemning it, but revelation is progressive. So there is a new dimension. Now there is technology. Now there is AI. Have you seen what the Catholic Church is doing now? Now they're having conferences and bringing bishops together to discuss the place of extraterrestrials in the Christian faith. They were not discussing that 50 years ago. But based on new data and information, it's time to now discuss it. But the rest of the world, it doesn't exist. People who don't know anything about NASA will be telling you NASA is lying about something. I've never been to NASA. Why do you condemn anything you disagree with? That is not spirituality. That's ego. I'm even praying every day. Maybe one night I'm walking, now let one extraterrestrial come and meet me. Let's talk. Maybe they will take me to where they are, and I'll spend like 3 months, they'll bring me back. I want to be taken away by extraterrestrial for a while. I used to dream about it. I used to just, let this extraterrestrial come and take me now. Let them abduct me. Alien abduction. It was really strong at some point in my life, like around 2020, 2021. I would just come out in the night, 3 p.m. I'll be looking at the sky. One of them should just come and carry me and take me away. I didn't say I'm probably an extraterrestrial myself. Maybe I'm an alien because I don't have eyebrows, see. So maybe I'm an alien from one other planet. Now, you are the technology of the future. I want you to always say this to yourself. You are the technology of the future. Because the highest technology is internal. Do you spend some time to look at what humanity has achieved in the last 100 years? Do you pay attention? What we have built, machines that can travel distance. Have you seen the recent development in the military space? The military jets they are building now. Have you seen what humans have done in medicine, in technology, in automobiles? Each and every one of us expressing our unique energetic codes. You are the technology of the future. That's what you are. You are the railway. You are the... See what they are building. See what China is doing. Do you see the highest bridge in the world that China just built? Because everyone is expressing their unique energetic codes, and that's the end of competition. So you see, of course, except you want to go and compete with AI. Very soon, people won't necessarily need anybody to do anything for them. So who are you going to compete with? Because you can't compete with someone else's essence. You are either it or you are not it. So the age we are moving into is the age of the death of competition. Because AI very soon is going to outperform humans in task rather. But guess what? AI can never replace your authentic human essence. The only people AI will not be able to replace are the people who have delved into their essence, their authenticity. Authenticity is your power in this age. Your authenticity is your power in this age. That's your leverage, guys. That's your leverage. That's why if you are a fish, please keep learning how to swim. Don't learn how to fly. If you are a bird, please keep learning how to fly. You don't have to compete with fishes because you are going to crash. So the goal is not to do everything to prove you know how to do everything. No. The goal is to pay attention to yourself. Explore the depth of your soul. Because your soul is telling you, based on the software and the algorithm, what you are meant to focus on. What you are meant to focus on. So the economy of the future, the work of the future, is evolving from doing. You know, remember when I started talking about this hard work, doing, trying to prove a point? To being, that's your economy. Your economy is being who you are. It's being who you are. Your presence, your creativity, your vibration. That's what's going to define your success. In this new paradigm, that's what's going to define your success. Seven steps, everything you need to do. What about what you... And listen, this is, you know, the how life is unfolding every day. I just sit there and I just watch. Wow. Let's just keep watching. Let's just keep watching. Because the more you delve deeper and you explore the depth of your soul, you will discover that nobody could have told you what you needed to do except you. And I've told you several times, I said, a truly inspirational teacher only leads you to yourself. A truly inspirational teacher, his goal is to lead you to yourself. Because there are some information and data in your soul's software that no prophets can decipher them. You are the one that must go on that journey of exploration, personal exploration, and decipher those codes by yourself. Is a solitary journey. Is a solitary journey where you decipher these codes by yourself. And the moment you decipher them, you start sharpening. You start working on it. You start becoming better. You start repeating it. You repeat it over time because repetition is the mother of science. You repeat it and you become a master at it. 2026 to 2034 is the era of mastery. By 2034, if they are talking about the masters in your industry, they should point at you that you are one of them. So what a truly inspirational teacher does is that he leads you to yourself. Because everything you are looking for outside of yourself is in you. So his teachings, whatever he's doing, is to finally lead you, not to lead you to him. He's leading you to yourself. So spirituality is not for lazy people. No, it's not for lazy people. It's not for people who are seeking mercy from Sky Daddy. No. Because the economy of the future is directly linked to your essence and your being. I have been in places. Till now, there is a family that sends me a particular amount of money every year. I have stopped working with them. They still send it to me every year. I say, sorry, Femi, the business didn't really do well this year, but we just sent something to you. I have stopped working for them. I've lived outside Nigeria at different times where people were just hanging around them. They were paying me. The economy, your economy for the future is directly linked to your essence. I'm not promoting laziness and passiveness. The only work you need is to be yourself. Because purpose is not about what you do. Purpose is who you are. Based on the way I live my life, some other people will define themselves as workaholic. Work, always working. No, I'm not a workaholic. I'm just Femi Jubal, living my life. I'm not trying to make I'm not competing with anybody about who is the most hardworking. I am just Femi Jubal living my life because I know that my economy is tied to my being. As long as I continue to be myself, then I am working. Oh, come on. The qualification of the future is your frequency. How acceptable you are in the marketplace. How acceptable you are in the marketplace. How acceptable you are in the marketplace. Because see, the frontiers of the next 9 years will be defined by masters and builders. And you cannot fake mastery. Brothers and sisters, you can't fake mastery. You can't fake influence. If you are influential, it is evident. If you are not, you can only be fooling yourself, thinking you are influential, thinking you are a master. You can't fake buildership. The proof of your buildership is seen in the systems that you have built, not the things that you are saying you have done. But nobody can see the proof. I have 1,000 companies. Where are the companies? Show us what the company has done before. See, relevance in this new era cannot be by big talks and big figures. It must be by visible, substantial, tangible evidence. And guess what? It's in you to build these systems. It's in you. You just need to activate what is in you. It's in you. It's in the depth of your soul. And there are many things nobody can do for you. We can help you to activate that process. We can help you. We can trigger that spirit in you. But when it comes to the real journey of discovering the blueprint of your soul, it is your responsibility. And stay in power, exactly. So there are people that will be able to keep a high-paying job just because they are peaceful. Just because they are peaceful. Character is a qualification in this new era. Because AI is going to outwork you anyways. So what do you have that AI cannot do? So I'd rather have a peaceful person in my organization than have a nasty, troublesome human being when AI can do it for me. And I'll just have a peaceful person, even if for me to just talk to them. And then we have, we ease our stress together. And they go home, I go home. It's time to do something. I do it. I don't want nasty people who are skilled. Skillful but nasty. The other time we wanted to talk about soul branding. And I've said this a couple of times. Your energy is actually your real brand. So it's not about the color, the logo. Those are very important because they are also energy. But the real brand is your energy. What you are feeling right now about me, that's what my brand is. The frequency, the frequency you feel right now about me, that's my brand. Your energy is your brand. The other time I was asking, I said, how were people sitting down and listening to me for 3 hours back then? I said, please don't stay with me for 3 hours again. I said, no, we were staying because we wanted to stay and listen to you. It's a brand. There were other people. There are people who can speak better than me. So what you are meant to sharpen, you already know everything you need to do. The problem is how you are doing it. The problem is your expression. The problem is the energy you put out there. And anything you put out is what you get at the end of the day. So key point, the death of ego. The death of ego. Competition must give way to collaboration. And listen, in collaboration, when you elevate your consciousness and your frequency, you will know who is worthy of collaboration and who is not. I've been telling those who are around me who are launching their brand, they are launching brands that have legacy power. And there are people that will come to you in the name of partnership. Don't listen to them. You are spiritual enough to know that, no, this person wants to come and steal. No, this is not the partnership I need. This is not the collaboration I need. If you are not in that low vibrational competitive mode, the right collaborators are going to come, because collaboration is going to become the new wealth. Who is with you? Not what can you do. Who is with you? Who is with you? Because we are moving into singularity, collective consciousness, collective intelligence, where everything is one. So who is with you? Who is with you? So listen to me. So it's not going to be just by, it's not going to be by isolated ambition. You can literally feel people when they have this, they pretend to want to collaborate, but they have this isolated ambition, right? And this new era, it won't work for such energy. We have to stop here. I'm going to continue tomorrow at the Instagram Monday Business Conclave. We have Instagram session tomorrow, Monday Business Conclave. We still have a long way to go, and I want to make sure my sessions are not longer than max 1 hour 30 minutes. And I think we've spent about 1 hour 10 minutes. Someone is asking how much is my class. Yes, the 36-day manifestation and goal setting mastery is going to start December 16th. Really, you couldn't access it on Monday. No, we didn't have it on Monday. Exactly. We didn't have it tomorrow, but we'll have it tomorrow. So the 36-day manifestation and goal setting mastery is going to start December 16th. And the registration portal will open November 1st. It's going to be mind-blowing. For those of you who are not just planning for 2026, but you want to plan for the next 9 years, this masterclass is for you. Registration opens on the 1st of November. And one of the things we're going to do during this period is, it's not going to be about, too much information overload. We have structured the sessions in a way that you're going to enjoy it. And of course, we're also going to have pre-classes. We have a lot of people here who can teach a lot of things: numerology, soul and voice recognition, name them. And they are going to take us on pre-classes, pre-sessions, right? So that when you come to the main masterclass, you are coming with at least some basic information. So we're going to let you know about the commitment fee and all that. But it starts December 16th till January. And then the registration portal would open on the 1st of November. So if you're on Instagram, tomorrow I am going to be on Instagram at 8:30 p.m. for the Monday Business Conclave. And we're going to continue from where we're stopping today. Please share one thing you learned from today's session. What's your takeaway from today's session? What's your takeaway from today's session? Collaboration. What's your takeaway? What is that one thing? Your energy is your brand. Authenticity. Next 9 years is for masters. That's what it is for. That's what it is for. So thank you so much, guys. And do have an amazing, the future of work is you. Exactly. The future of work is you. Have an amazing, productive